Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Gangurde, Assistant Professor of Zoology, KTHM College Nasik. Students, today we are discussing on the same chapter circulatory disturbances. In that we are discussing on the new topic ischemia. Now here ischemia, which is again a kind of circulatory disturbance. Okay, so we'll discuss the ischemia here. Now the ischemia, which can be defined as a deficient blood supply or the less blood supply or very minute blood supply to a part of tissue. Okay, so here such a ischemia or cessation of blood supply which may shows a complete or incomplete or partial ischemia. Okay, means what? So if the blood supply which is less or it is either what we say is that incomplete or total what we say is here total deficient. Okay, so on the basis of that the ischemia shows the types such as the complete ischemia means a deficient complete deficient of blood loss means no blood is there. So this is the complete ischemia, and partial ischemia in that the blood flow which is very less or partial or incomplete, or what we say is that the incomplete or partial ischemia. Here the harmful effects of ischemia are there. So here three kinds of effects they found, such as hypoxia. The first effect is the hypoxia, and hypoxia which is due to the deprivation of oxygen to the tissue. Okay, means the less oxygen which pass to the tissue, that is deprived of oxygen to tissue, which cause the hypoxia. Now the second effect is the inadequate supply of nutrients to the tissue, such as glucose and again amino acids. Why? Because if the blood supply is less or either deficient, in that condition, okay, here the nutrients they cannot pass to the tissue. Why? Because here the blood which is already in less quantity, and that, or what we say is that inadequate blood supply which gives a less amount of the nutrients such as glucose and amino acids, or not a sufficient amount of nutrients they get to the tissues or particular organs. So the effect is inadequate supply of nutrients to the tissue due to the ischemia. Okay, now the third effect is the inadequate clearance of metabolites, okay, which results in the accumulation of metabolic waste products in the affected tissues. Suppose if the waste product which is present in the tissue, and if inadequate blood supply is there, that time the waste product which is not discharged from the tissue or not passed through the impure blood. So here the inadequate clearance of metabolites which results in accumulation of metabolic waste product in affected tissue, means such a waste product they are accumulating inside such a affected tissues, or those person they suffer from the ischemia. Okay, now come to the etiology of ischemia. Okay, etiology, here there are number of causes which may produce ischemia. So the causes such as, here the first cause is the causes in heart. Okay, so causes in heart, which is the first cause of ischemia. So here in that case where the heart which shows ischemia, so here inadequate cardiac output resulting from heart block. Okay, so now ventricular arrest and fibrillation which may cause hypoxic injury to brain, means here what? Inadequate cardiac output. Okay, so whatever the blood which is pumped by heart, which reaches to the various parts, various organs, various tissues of the body. So here is what inadequate cardiac output, which resulting from heart block. Okay, so the heart which get blocked. Now after that, the ventricular arrest. Okay, the ventricles they get arrest, and fibrillation may cause hypoxic injury to brain. Okay, fibrillation which may cause hypoxic. Hypoxic means deprivation of oxygen to the brain. So here the fibrillation which may cause hypoxic injury to brain. Why? Because if the oxygen which is not properly supplied to the brain cells along with the RBCs or along with the blood, that time, okay, the brain which shows a damage. Okay, so here what it is, the fibrillation which may cause the hypoxic injury to brain. Now after that, if the arrest, okay, if such a arrest which is continuous for 15 minutes, okay, now here the person, okay, which shows the symptoms or which shows the condition, that is consciousness is lost. Okay, so here the first cause of the ischemia is the causes in the heart. If the heart which get failured by means of inadequate cardiac output, and again the ventricular arrest, or again the fibrillation, okay, which can cause the injury to brain. Okay, now and if such a arrest or such a time, such a supply of blood, oxygen which goes longer, that time what happens, if such a arrest continues near about 15 seconds, so the person which suffers from the consciousness, okay, or which lost the consciousness, okay, within 15 minutes of second, so here the person which suffers from the loss of consciousness. After that, if it exceeds up to 4 minutes, so the brain cells they get damaged. Okay, if such a arrest is there, then up to 4 minutes the brain cells they get damaged, and if such a time which exceeds more than 8 minutes, so ultimately the patient or the person, the factors determining the severity of ischemic injury, here the factors, certain factors are there, they determine the severity of the ischemic injury. Now the factors such as here the anatomic pattern, general and cardiovascular status, after that types of tissue affected. Now along with that, rapidity of development and degree of vascular occlusions. These are some reasons due to such a we can determine the severity of ischemic injury. Now the first is the anatomic pattern. Now the anatomic pattern, here the extent of injury by ischemia, which is depend on the anatomic pattern of arterial blood supply of organ or tissue which get affected. Now there are 4 different patterns of arterial blood supply. The types such as single arterial supply without anastomosis. Okay, now here these are the factors, they determine the severity of ischemic injury. Here the first pattern is the anatomic pattern, which shows again 4 types. The first is single arterial supply without anastomosis, which includes here some organs they receive blood supply from arteries which do not have significant anastomosis, and thus they are functional end arteries. Here the occlusion of such a vessels invariably which results in ischemic necrosis. Okay, now here single arterial supply without anastomosis, which include the some organs of the body which receive blood supply from arteries and which do not have significant anastomosis, and therefore they are functional end arteries. and here the occlusion of such a vessels invariably which results in ischemic necrosis. The examples of such a ischemic necrosis are, or they cause the ischemic necrosis, the examples such as central artery of retina or interlobular arteries of kidney. Okay, or these are the organs of the body where the central arteries of retina and interlobular arteries of kidney, okay, they shows the occlusion of such a vessels invariably and which results in the ischemic necrosis. Okay, now here the second cause is the single arterial supply with rich anastomosis. Okay, now which include, okay, you can differentiate these two. Here the arterial supply to some organs has rich interarterial anastomosis so that blockage of one vessel can re-establish blood supply by passing the blockage arterial branch. So the infraction is less common in such a circumstances. So examples such as superior mesenteric artery supplying the blood to small intestine, whereas inferior mesenteric artery supplying blood to the distal colon, then arterial supply to the stomach by three separate vessels derived from celiac axis, and again interarterial anastomosis in the three main trunks of the coronary arterial system. Here difference is that here the arterial supply to some organs reach the interarterial anastomosis. So here the blockage, whatever the blockage of one vessel which can again re-establish the blood supply by passing the blockage to arterial branch. Okay, and in that case the infraction, okay, infraction which is less or less common as compared to the first, that is single arterial supply without anastomosis. Now here the third cause is partial arterial supply. Now here blood supply to some organs and tissues is such that the viability of tissue which is maintained by alternative blood supply in case of occlusion of one. Here what actually the blood supply to some organs and tissues in such a way that the vitality of the tissue is maintained by means of the alternative blood supply. In case of occlusion of one, means suppose one artery which get blocked or damaged, then the second one is functional. So alternate, or suppose one is affected, then second is working, that way. Now the examples such as blood supply to brain in the region of circle of Willis. After that arterial supply to foramen by radial and ulnar arteries. After that double blood supply. Okay, now the next cause is the double blood supply. Here the effect of occlusion of one set of vessel which is modified if an organ has dual blood supply. Okay, what it is? The effect of occlusion of one set of vessel is modified if an organ has dual blood supply. Okay, now the examples such as lungs are perfused by bronchial circulation as well as by pulmonary arterial branches, both way. Now the liver is supplied by both portal circulation and hepatic arterial flow, again by both way the blood supply takes place. Now therefore the collateral circulation is of little value if the vessels are severely affected with spasm, again atheroma or any other conditions. You know about the collaterals. Suppose collaterals of different organs. Here suppose number of arterioles, number of venules, minute capillaries, okay, not arterioles but capillaries, they form. If one is not functional, then the second one is functional or second one is working, like that, alternate way. So lot of capillaries they get developed. Or here what we say is that the collaterals they get formed, but here the collateral circulation is of little value if the vessels are severely affected with spasm, again atheroma or any other condition. Means what? Here in that case, such a collaterals they are also not useful if the vessels they are severely affected. Okay. Now this is what the first reason or the first factor which determine the severity of ischemic injury, that is anatomic pattern. Now the second factor is here, the second factor is general or cardiovascular status. Now general or cardiovascular status, here the general status of an individual as regards cardiovascular function, and which is an important determinant to assess the effect of ischemia. Here some of the factors which render the tissue more vulnerable to the effects of ischemia. Means what? Here the general status of person regarding the cardiovascular function. Cardiovascular function is an important determinant to assess the effect of ischemia. Okay. So the function of such a heart. Okay, what? Cardiovascular function, which is important determinant, which determine the to assess the effect of ischemia. Here some of the factors which render the tissue more vulnerable to effect of ischemia. Okay, the reasons such as anemia which is due to the sickle cell anemia, or in again particular diseases. Here the victim which suffers from the anemia. Then the second reason is lowered oxygen of blood or lower oxygenation of blood in case of hypoxia, followed by salinity with marked coronary atherosclerosis. Now the cardiac failure, or in case of blood loss, or either in case of shock. So these are the reasons. Here you can see they shows the general, that is they shows effect of such a ischemia. Now the third type, here the types of tissue affected. Now the viability of tissue of the body to the effect of ischemia is again variable. Okay. Now the mesenchymal tissue, they are quite resistant to the effect of ischemia as compared to the parenchymal cells of the organs. Now there are different tissues, they are more vulnerable to ischemia, such as brain. Here brain, heart, kidney. Now in case of brain particularly the cerebral cortical neurons, or again in particulars. Now in case of heart, the heart particularly the cells, that is myocardial cells, and in case of kidney especially the epithelial cells of again proximal convoluted tubules. Now here they shows more vulnerable to ischemia. Now the fourth reason is rapidity of development. Rapidity of development, here sudden vascular obstructions results in more severe effects of ischemia than if it is gradual. Now since here there is less time for collaterals to develop. Okay. So as I already told you, the collaterals, suppose if the organ get less blood supply, that time naturally the collaterals they get develop and they try to supply the more amount of blood. So here what the rapidity of development. Sudden vascular obstructions they results in more severe effects of ischemia than if it is gradual, since there is less time for collaterals to develop. Now here there is no time to develop such a collaterals, and which is what the in that time such a such a vessels they shows obstructions, sudden obstructions. Now the last reason is the degree of vascular occlusion. Now here the degree of vascular occlusion, which include the complete vascular obstruction. Complete vascular obstruction results in more severe ischemic injury than the partial occlusion. Okay, so the kind of degree of vascular occlusion here, the complete vascular obstruction which results in more severity of ischemic injury. Why? Because in case of here complete vascular obstruction means total deprived of blood supply, which can completely stop the blood supply, or which is what the complete ischemia. Okay, complete heart failure, complete ischemia. Now as compared to the partial occlusion, as compared to the partial ischemia. Okay, so these are some factors such as anemic pattern, then again general and cardiovascular status, then type of tissue affected, rapidity of development and degree of vascular occlusion. These are some reasons that determines the severity of ischemic injury. Now after that the last point is effects. Now the effects of ischemia they are variable and range from no change to sudden death. Now the reasons such as the first reason is no effects on the tissue. Now if the collateral channels develop adequately so that the effect of ischemia fails to occur. Now this is what the no effect on the tissue means. That time suppose the collaterals, such a minute capillaries they get developed and they immediately start to supply the blood, that time the effect of ischemia is not to that particular organ. So it is what no effects on the tissue. Now the second effect, functional disturbances. These results when collateral channels are able to supply blood during normal activity, but the supply is not adequate. Okay, when there is plenty amount of blood or adequate amount of blood supply is there, that time the collaterals they also supply blood supply adequately. If there is no or not adequate blood supply to withstand the effect of exertion. Now the examples such as angina pectoris and intermittent claudication. Okay, in that condition here the functional disturbances they shows. Now the third effect is cellular changes. Here the partial ischemia may produce cellular changes such as cloudy swelling, then fatty change, atrophy and replacement fibrosis. Now infraction results when the deprivation of blood supply is complete so as to cause necrosis of tissue affected. Okay, cellular change, there is change in the cell. Why? Because due to the partial ischemia, due to the incomplete or partial blood loss is there, blood supply is there, that time what we say is that the person which suffers from the partial ischemia, or in that conditions the cells they shows here cloudy swelling, then fatty change, atrophy, reduced or either replacement fibrosis. Now infraction results, okay, when deprivation of blood supply is complete so as to cause the necrosis of tissue affected. Okay, so this is what you have to remember, change in the cells, cellular structure, not structure but change in the cell, such as swelling, or again fatty changes, or again they shows the dystrophy such as. Now the last effect is sudden death. Sudden death here, this is the cause of sudden death, which is from ischemia, and which is usually myocardial and cerebral infraction. Infraction means what? A kind of jerk. Infraction. So cellular infraction here, which can cause sudden death. Okay, sudden death here, the cause of sudden death from ischemia, which is usually myocardial, okay, and cerebral infraction. Okay, cerebral infraction. So these are some effects of ischemia, which includes no effects on the tissue, then functional disturbances, after that cellular change and sudden death. Okay, in next lecture we discuss new topic.